We are learning more about an eye drop recall we told you about earlier this week and why it's so important to check your medicine cabinet.
So we told you the FDA is warning about a possible risk of infection that could result in partial vision loss or blindness, but so far there have not been any reports of that happening.
But this does come after a different recall back in May when there were reports of vision loss and even a few deaths. Today I talked with a local eye doctor about what exactly is going on here.
We keep hearing that, worst case, you could go blind or even die.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened with the earlier cases from the ones that were made at the plant in India. It was a really nasty bacteria called Pseudomonas, which is, if it takes a hold in your cornea, can actually melt through your cornea in 24 hours or so. And so blindness is definitely a possibility. And if it gets in your system systemically, you can actually get sepsis and die, and that's what happened to a couple of folks. And so, thankfully, this most recent go round wasn't like that. Like, no one has had an issue. It was a preemptive thing when the problems were found at the manufacturing plant.
So what are you telling your patients right now?
That's a great question, and believe me, people are coming in like crazy asking about it. They're calling us up. And so we tell them, number one, this has not affected any branded tear products. So like the larger artificial tear lines like Refresh, Sustain, TheraTears, those things have not been involved. These are all like, generics that were produced for various companies at certain manufacturing facilities. So if they have branded tears, there's really no concern there. The other thing that I tell them is, if you don't have a problem yet, you're not going to develop one now. Like, it kind of happens when you use the product, right? And so if you go home and look and see if something that you may have purchased at one of those retailers is what you have, just get rid of it.
This FDA alert covers 26 over-the-counter eye drop products sold at several pharmacies nationwide, including CVS Health, Target, and Rite Aid. We've got the list online. You can find it at WTHR.com.